me record the session. Just now power gone. Okay, so I'm managing with my mobile hotspot. In case if you're facing any technical issues, or if my voice is not clear, if it is breaking, let me know immediately. Okay, I'll go for alternatives. Okay. Yeah. So what we have discussed in our last class?
SSMS.
SSMS. Okay, so how to install SSMS? How can we install SSMS? Yes.
How to download that software copy.
Okay.
Inside that Windows server, we have to install.
Inside that Windows server, we have to install.
Yes.
Okay. How to install SSMS for SQL Server 2012?
For 2012, it is inbuilt software, sir.
Okay. So where we can select SSMS? So for 2012, what component we have to choose in case we want to install SQL Server? Let me restart the server. Okay. I just changed the internet, right? So I'm not getting the internet for this machine now. Let me restart it. Right. Okay. So if you remember or not, while installing, we'll get a feature space, specific features and shared features. Okay. For 2012 or less than or equal to 2014, for SQL Server less than or equal to 2014. So in the feature space, you can see a shared feature called management tools. You have to choose that management tools so that automatically SSMS will be installed. Okay. So SSMS is inbuilt up to SQL Server 2014. From 2016 onwards, you have to separately download the SSMS and you have to install it. Okay. How can we install the latest SSMS? You can download it for your practice. You can download it using my links. Okay. In the organization, already the softwares will be there in the shared location. Simply you have to open the shared location path on the server. Okay. And once you open the server shared location, there you can see SSMS file. You have to copy that SSMS file using that shared location and you have to paste it in the server on what server you want to install. And then you can simply open SSMS with run as admin mode so that you can click on install button. So installing SSMS is very easy. Okay. So installing SSMS it will take time, but again, it won't take much efforts and all. Simply you have to click on install button, which will help you to install the management studio. Right. Okay. So what is the use of the management studio first of all?
To connect
SQL Server.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So in case if I want to connect to my SQL Server existing instance, okay, I have to use this management studio. SSMS is a client. Okay. So using this SSMS client, I can connect to my server. Okay. So what is the IP address? 192.168.43.51. Okay. Right. I just connected to the server remotely. Okay. So how to open SSMS? What is the shortcut to open SSMS? What is the shortcut to open SSMS?
SSMS in the search.
Okay, so I have to go to the Windows button. I have to just type SSMS so that you can see the management studio and you can click on the management studio. Okay. So I have a quick question for all of you. In my machine, I have two instances. One instance is SQL Server 2014. Another instance is SQL Server 2019. Okay. In my machine, in my server, I have two instances, two SQL Server instances. One is Windows Server 2014. Windows SQL Server 2014. Okay, and another one is SQL Server 2017. Okay, so I have Management Studio. Imagine 18.8, which is the latest version. Okay, fine. By using this Management Studio, can I connect to the SQL Server 2014?
No.
By using this
Yes,
SSMS,
No.
can I connect to the 2017 instance?
Yes.
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 Okay, very good.
Yes.
Okay, so I have SSMS 2014 inbuilt. Okay, so I have SSMS 2014 inbuilt. Using this SSMS 2014, can I connect to my 2014 instance?
Yes.
Yes, you
Using
can. Yes.
okay, very
No
good.
need, right?
Sorry,
It's already inbuilt, right? That SSMS in 2014.
inbuilt means you can't misunderstand the concept. Okay, inbuilt means only for installation it is inbuilt. How you are going to connect?
Okay.
Got my point?
Yes,
Up
yes.
to 2014, no need to install separately. That is the use of the inbuilt. Okay, but don't think like inbuilt means how you are going to connect after installation, how you are going to connect to the server if it is inbuilt. Okay,
Those are the-
yes, okay, right. So by using SSMS 2014, can I connect to my 2017 instance?
No.
No.
No. So the answer for all of my questions is yes. Okay, right, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So you can use SSMS latest version to connect to any of the instances. First thing, even though you have latest version of SSMS in your machine, you can connect any version of instance in the latest version of SSMS. In case not only 2014, in case if you have 2005, 2000 also, you have SQL Server 2000, you have SQL Server 2005, you have SQL Server 2008, 8R to 12, 14, 16. Whatever instance you have, whatever version it is, you can connect using any version of the SSMS. No issues whether it is a higher version or lower version. Okay, whether it is a higher version instance or lower version instance, forget about it. By using an SSMS Management Studio, you can connect to the any version of the SQL Server. Clear? But there are some challenges, I'll tell you. So let me change my network. Okay, power is back. Let me change it to this Wi-Fi. Okay, meeting will be disconnected and again it will be connected automatically. Right, as I have changed the internet, see my RDP connection is disabled. Okay, disconnected. Let me cancel it and let me check whether IP address is changed or what. And 27 68 43 51 only it is showing. That's fine. It won't connect. Okay, why? Because the IP address is changed, but it it is not showing here. Let me restart the server. Okay. Right. Okay. So you can use your Management Studio to connect to any of the instance. Okay, but the challenge is no problem. You can connect, but whatever features are there. Imagine in SQL Server 2012. in SQL Server 2012, okay, we have a very big feature called always on. I'll tell you what is meant by always on. As of now, forget about it. What is always on? Okay, don't mind about the always on and all. I'll explain. Okay, so it is a very great feature. It was introduced from SQL Server 2012. Okay, so in case in my Windows server, if I have SSMS 2014, okay, if I have SSMS 2014, I can connect to my 2012, right? I can connect to the SQL Server 2012 instance with no issues. Okay, in this case, my SSMS 2014 is higher version. Okay, so if you connect your lower version instance, again, listen carefully. If you connect your lower version instance in the higher version SSMS, no issues you are going to face. If you connect your lower version instances in the higher version of SSMS, you don't face any issues. Is this point clear or not? Everything looks good, no issues, nothing, all features you can see. When if you connect your lower version instances in the higher version of Management Studio, all features you can see, everything will work perfectly. Is it clear? This point is clear, right? Right. Imagine you have SSMS 2008. You have SSMS 2008. You are connected to SQL Server 2012. In this case, my SQL Server instance is higher version. My SSMS is lower version. If you connect to your higher version instances in the lower version of Management Studio, you cannot see higher version features in the Management Studio, lower version Management Studio. Again, if you connect to the lower version instances in the higher version Management Studio, you won't face any issues. Okay, you can see all the features, every feature will work fine, no issues. If you connect higher version instances in the lower version of SSMS, you cannot see higher version features like always on and all in the lower version SSMS. Is it clear? Any doubts, any issues? Let me know, please. Everyone, is it clear? Simply, if you connect your lower version instances in the higher version Management
Yes.
Studio, in the higher version Management Studio, you can see all the features. In the lower version Management Studio, you can connect to the instances of any version. In the any version of SSMS, you can connect to any version of instance. No question about it. Okay, but the problem here is, in case if your SSMS is lower version, you are connected to the higher version of SQL Server, you cannot see the higher version features like always on and all. In case you connected to 2012 instance in the SSMS 2008, you cannot see always on. Always on is not visible in the SSMS 2008. Okay, so that's why you have to be very careful. Sometimes in a server, you can see multiple instances of multiple versions. Simply, if you type SSMS and if you connect it to the 2012 or 2014 instance in 2008 SSMS or 2005 SSMS, you cannot see that feature. You will worry, what happened to that feature? Why I cannot see? The problem is your SSMS is lower version, whereas your instance is higher version. So higher version features are not visible in the lower version of Management Studio. Clear, right? Fine. Let me connect to the server remotely. In case if you have every time like why to search remote desktop like that, okay, just type remote desktop, you can see this kind of window, right click, pin to taskbar. Okay, where is that pin to taskbar? Right now you can see this okay, RDP here. Again and again, no need to search. Okay, simply you can click on this RDP icon. It will ask you the IP address, to which IP address you want me to connect. Okay, you have to give the IP address. 0.103 is already there. Just connect. Right. Okay. So can anyone tell me what are the ways to connect to the default instance? In how many ways we can connect to the default instance?
4, I think.
Okay. There are 5-6 ways. Okay. Can anyone tell me any 2 ways to connect to the default instance?
Dot, open
Very good.
bracket,
Dot.
lock,
Okay.
open bracket, local, close the bracket.
Yes. Okay. So you can give computer name to connect to the default instance. You can give dot to connect to the default instance. You can give local in the brackets to connect to the default instance, and you can give local host also to connect to the default instance. So anything will work. Okay. So why it is not asking password? When I click connect, if you choose Windows authentication, why it is not asking password?
Already
Not aware of
administrator,
it.
right?
Yes, in the Windows level, we have already successful verified user. While logging in, I am going to provide the administrator username and administrator password, right? Right. So in the Windows level, the OS in the OS level, it is already checking whether I am a successful user or not, whether I gave the correct password or not. Okay. So for example, you are a local administrator. You can log into the Windows machine. Can you connect to the SQL Server by default? You are a local
No.
admin in the Windows machine. You can successfully log into the Windows machine. Can you connect to the SQL Server in that machine? No?
No,
Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure? Right. Okay. So the answer is yes. I mean, no only. Okay. So you cannot connect to the, just 1 minute, someone send a message to me. Okay. Yeah. So the answer is no. You cannot connect, even though you can log into the Windows machine with the local admin privileges, you cannot connect to the instance. Why? Because remember, okay, who can connect to the who can connect to my instance? I'm sorry. Right. Okay. So who can connect to my instance? If we expand the security, if we expand the logins, who are the members of this logins list? They only can connect to my SQL Server. If you see here, I just connected to my instance using this login. As this login is already existed in the logins list, you can see the login name also. Just expand this object explorer. You can see 3 parts in the instance name. One is instance name. Second thing is version of the SQL Server. Third thing is like how you are connected. What is the login you use to connect to the SQL instance? 3 parts. One is instance name, version of the SQL Server, with which login you connected to the instance. Okay, if you see here, computer name / administrator, you can see the same login is present here. As this login is already there in the security list, he only can connect to my instance, or else anyone who is the member of this logins list only can connect to my instance. Okay, so remember, while installing, you will click add current user option. I don't know how many people are installed. Okay, while installing SQL Server, you can see add current user option. If you click on add current user option, what it will do, simply it will create a login, okay, to that particular user in the SQL Server. So that's why he only can connect to the instance. Don't think like everyone who can access my Windows machine with administrator privileges also, they cannot connect to my SQL instance. Why? Because a login should be created for them. Okay, those who are the members of the logins list, they only can connect to my SQL instance. Okay, if you are not member of this logins list, you cannot connect the person. Even though the person is a CEO also, he should be a member of this logins list. Then only he can connect to the SQL instance. Otherwise, he can't connect to the SQL instance. Okay, right. So if you see here, this is my object explorer. And the object explorer, you can see, okay, where you can see all the servers, all the connected servers especially. Say for example, if I disconnect this server, what will happen? My server will be down. In case if I disconnect this server, what will happen? This is connect button, this is disconnect button. Okay, you can see here. If you just place your cursor, you can see the name. Okay, connect object explorer, disconnect. If I simply disconnect an instance, will my server stops?
No, sir.
No, no.
No. Okay, logically no. Why? Because server should be up and running in the back end. See, if the server is stopped, you cannot connect in the SQL Server Management Studio. Yesterday we just discussed one example. If you are sleeping, if I am calling you, you cannot respond. Why? Because you are sleeping. You are not listening my words. How can you respond? Right? In the same way, if the server is down or if the server is stopped, you cannot connect to the server in the Management Studio. In the Management Studio, the servers that are running, if any instances are running, I'm sorry for that. Only for running instances, okay, you can connect to the SQL Server in the SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so Object Explorer will shows you the connected instances. In case if any server is connected in the SQL Server Management Studio, simply it will shows all the connected instances. This is connect button. In case you want to connect to any other instance, you can again click on the connect button and you can give the server name. You can connect multiple instances at a time. Okay, you can give lot of instances at a time. There is no limit, I guess, but usually we'll have 50 instances, right? So you can connect multiple instances at a time. And this is a disconnect button. Simply, if your work is completed, nothing to work on this instance, you can simply click on this disconnect button. Okay. Once you click on this disconnect,
Shanmugh,
yes.
will it disconnect automatically after
No,
some time?
nothing like that. Good question. It won't disconnect automatically. In case if you're using or not using,
Like my question is after using, I forgot to disconnect it. Will it automatically disconnect or not? Is the my
see
question.
here one thing. Okay, so in case if the connection is live, if the server is running, okay. So for example, after your work is completed, what we are going to do? Okay, don't shut down the server in the organization. If you shut down the server or if you restart the servers without having proper approvals, that will be your last day in the organization.
Okay.
Okay, so shut
Yeah.
down, you won't get any requirement to shut down the servers. Okay, you won't get any requirement to shut down the servers sometimes. Okay, can you mute yourself, Joshi, please? Yeah, sometimes while patching you may have to restart the server. Okay, only as a DBS we are going to restart the servers, that too with the proper approvals, with the proper downtime activity window, then only we can restart the servers. Okay, but we never ever shut down any server in the organization. Okay, so once your work is completed, sir, what I have to do after completion of my work, you have to simply type Windows R, you have to type log off. Okay, you have to type log off. Say for example, you are going to a bank. Okay, your work is completed. Bank is going to close the shutter once you came out? No, right? Your work is there, you went to the bank and again your work is completed, you come outside, right? That's it. In the same way, if you have work, you will connect to the instance by just connecting using this Object Explorer connect button. Once your work is completed, you can close the SSMS. Okay, you can close the SSMS. Once your work is completed, you can close the SSMS and you have to simply log off from the server. Okay, once your work is completed, don't go to the power button and just don't shut down the server. Okay, in case if you shut down by mistake or else again while doing work from home and all, you have to be very careful. Sometimes children will be there unknowingly or knowingly, they will click on any of the options. So again, I'll give you 2 tips. Okay, don't forget about these tips once you got the job. Okay, once you got the laptop, if your work is there, just work on it. If you just went to like a 1 minute, something like you just went to drink water, okay, immediately lock your system. Okay, lock your system, immediately lock your system. Why? Because don't know, we cannot expect, someone can touch the system, something may happen. Okay, again in the office also. Okay, say for example, you are working on it, Even real-time people also won't follow this formula every time. Okay, they will simply work on the servers. Servers will be live. They will connect to the servers. They will simply go to the cafeteria. They will roam here and there and they will come back. Imagine if someone shut down the server, it will be counted in your list. Why? Because you are connected with your name. Someone come to your desk and if they shut down the server, okay, it will be counted in your remark. So again, if you have a work, just work on it. If your work is completed, okay, log off from the server. And again, if you have to go outside, you want to go to washroom, you want to go to cafeteria, what you have to do? Immediately you have to log the system. What is the shortcut to log the system? What is the shortcut?
Windows L.
Windows
Windows
button.
L.
Windows set.
Okay, Windows plus L. Okay. Those who are already working, okay, they know this. Yeah, have experience. But again, once your work is completed, or else if you are going outside or someone, if you are going like to cafeteria and all, immediately log the system. Again, you are going for a 1-minute walk. Again, you are going for the next workstation also. Lock your system. Okay. And if you are doing work from home, again, you have to be very careful with the children and all. Okay. Sometimes they will simply, right, what they are going to do. So that's why this is very, very important thing. And once your work is completed, you have to log off from the server. Okay, don't restart or don't shut down the server as my work is completed. The shortcut is log off. If I log off now, I am going out. Okay, again, remote connection will be closed. So that's why I'm not logging off. You have to simply open run and type log off. It will close the connection. Okay, so once your work is completed, if you are not active such a long time, still the server won't be disconnected automatically. Okay, server will be there like this only. It won't be disconnected automatically. If you close SSMS, then only, okay, server will be disconnected. Now the server is disconnected, right? So what happened if I close my SSMS? Anything happened if I close my SSMS? Can I close the SSMS in the organization? In case if I close my SSMS, what will happen to my server?
No, I think.
If I close my SSMS, what will happen to my server? Is it going to be shut down? No.
Your session?
Okay.
No.
Nothing. Sessions. Yes, very good. Okay, I'll tell you what is meant by session and all. Sessions are going to be closed. That's it. Nothing will happen to the server. Okay, server will be up and running in the back end. So nothing will happen. So you can happily work on it. Once your work is completed, you can close the menu. Why? Because we cannot keep on opening the SSMS, right? We'll have hundreds of servers, thousands of servers. Once we have work, we'll connect to the server. We'll work on it. Then we are going to close the SSMS and then we are going to log off from the server. This is how we are going to work in the organization. Okay. Right. This is my Object Explorer. You can connect to the server using connect button and you can disconnect to the server using this disconnect button. This is a refresh button. In case you want to refresh anything, this is very important button. Okay, whatever you are doing. So we usually have a habit of refresh, right? Right click on the machine. We are going to refresh the laptop, right? Every time we are going to refresh, right? So in the same way, okay, here also, whatever you are doing, immediately it won't show. For example, you just created a database. Right. For example, you just created a database. Sometimes it won't show you in the list, database list. What you have to do, simply you have to refresh it. If you want to just refresh the database, select the database, refresh it. Whatever you want, whatever component you want to refresh, you can simply select that particular component and you can refresh it. And you can see these are the components. Okay, you can see databases. These are all, we are going to call all these as objects. Okay, anything is object only in the SQL Server. We are going to call tables as objects. We are going to call stored procedures as objects. We are going to call these things and all as an objects, linked servers, whatever it. Forget about all those things. I'll explain. Okay. So you can see almost all folders. You can see different folders. These are the databases folder, security, server objects, replication, polybase, always on, management and integration, catalogs and all. Okay. So these are the objects. By default, it will come. You cannot remove any of this object. Okay. There is no option remove or delete option here. Automatically it will come along with the instance. Now you want to write some queries. You want to create in the Management Studio. Okay. Whatever you want to do, you can do. either by using a GUI option, graphical user interface option, or else by using CUI, command user interface option, query. Okay. Now I want to create one database, guys. Let me create the database using GUI method. Okay. The meeting is going to close now. It is showing less than 1 minute. I'll close the meeting. I'll reopen the same meeting link immediately. Try to join immediately. Okay. Again, the meeting is going to close now. Every 40 minutes, the meeting will close automatically. I'll reopen the same meeting link. Please join immediately. Okay.